shopping for the O-line yet?
It's a good question. No, I haven't. I'm worried about football right now. It's third week back.
After the emotions after the game the other day, how long for you did it take to kind of kick back into, okay, there's a new game coming?
Monday morning, you come back in and you watch it again, basically, and then it kind of just re-aggravates you, and you get, frustrated with, how did this happen? How did we end up in that situation? And just, go over all the mistakes or where we can get better at. And then obviously Tuesday you get a day off to get a jump, head start on the next team. So that's kind of when you got to get over it, because you obviously, like, this is this league, you got a new opponent every Sunday, and it's tough.
Do you give yourself any leeway in terms of there was rust, there was potential rust on physical, there was potential rust on mental in terms of your knee and everything? Do you give yourself any leeway that there could be some rust on just how to handle some of this emotionally when you're in the game?
Yeah, I didn't, I planned on being undefeated in a sense of 2 weeks, and obviously that didn't happen. Things happen. How do you bounce back from it? But I think to answer your question, it's a little difficult because I didn't start the season, and this isn't the outcomes, that I feel like if I was, playing that we would have. So those type of things are out of my control. I can't really control those things. How do I get better, and how do we move forward when I'm in there? And that's kind of what I have to focus on.
Do you feel like you're finally back in the rhythm of the week-to-week of playing?
Yeah, I mean, every season's been different. It's still just everything's been happening so fast. As far as, like I said, just you got a whole new coaching staff, whole new basically new upstairs. A lot of new faces on the team, just getting acclimated to that whole deal while I was off-season training or rehabbing this whole time. So for me, it's completely different from past years. Do I feel like I'm in a groove? Getting there.
Do you think there's a chance it might not get into that full groove until next season, just because there's only so many games?
I hope next season's different. Get to actually have a more normal off season. Get to actually move around, throw and stuff and like that. That's something I definitely look forward to. But right now we're in the situation. I got to deal with it, and I got to somehow get better each and every week.
You mentioned Sunday with the play with Trey with the footwork.
Yeah.
How do you feel that's been overall? And I know they're coaching a different way than you've been accustomed to. How do you feel you've come along on all that?
Honestly, I think first missed throw that I think this season, the past 2 weeks, missed throw as far as like just actually missing the throw, whether or not it was complete. Some throws, first game I didn't feel great about, but we still completed them. This one was, the most frustrating in the past 2 weeks, because it being fourth down and having a chance to go down and score. And I think if we complete that pass, the game's a little different. But as far as mechanics and stuff like that, I feel good.
Izzy told us that they switched your feet.
Yeah.
How's that gone for you? I mean, what's that?
Yeah, it was awkward. It's like I don't know, the skateboard is goofy and like orthodox, whatever they do, but that's kind of, for me, like I've been doing that for 15 plus years, right foot up, and then having to switch. Obviously, I mean, luckily I'm coordinated enough to get it down and do it, but it's still, it's kind of a mind trick, in my head, the foots and the drops that I've been doing my whole life, having to time them up now to what they're wanting. But it's been good so far.
You've had struggles against the Rams in games 1-7, sadly, but that's not in your head. How do you keep that from ever entering your mind when you go against these guys in that front?
I think the first 4 years they were, it was tough for us to, have success against them. They're coached well. They've had really great players over there. But the past is the past. And I look forward to this next challenge. Obviously, anytime you play against a good team, they're no matter who they lost or who they don't have, what people may say or that, but they're a good team. Got a great quarterback, great coaching staff, and obviously, we've seen this defense, a numerous amount of times. Got a ton of respect for them, so we know they'll be ready to go.
What do you think if there's issues with getting it consistently to Hollywood? Do you think there's any specific reason for that, or is it just the way the game goes sometimes?
I just think it's not not trying to force it to him, and I think sometimes this is the way the game goes. I mean, you look at last season, I think he had the most receptions in the league first 5 or 6 weeks before he got hurt, and then I got hurt. But we were on the field together last year. His stats were looking pretty good. So I don't think it's not me not trying to get him the rock. It's just kind of the way the game's going right now.
How did the 48-yard bomb that Rondell kind of come together?
Yeah, he wasn't. He was more of an alert, and it just kind of happened. He wasn't necessarily trying to go to him, and then it just you get that chance, and you got to make the most of it.
JG doesn't necessarily like to show a lot of emotions. After that touchdown, when he was reacting the way he was to you, what were you thinking?
We ended up losing the game, so none of it really matters. But I just think it was a good moment for us as far as confidence and moving forward. It's good. You want to see progress as far as our performance and how we get better each and every week. Trying to create explosives, that's a winning stat, and I think that's something that we haven't really done in this season is create explosives as far as in the pass game. So, done a great job running the ball, but I think he wants to see more explosives in the pass game for sure.
For you, is that like hitting a home run? I mean, is that feeling?
Yeah. I mean, hitting a home run is a little different, but yeah, it's pretty close.
You've seen Greg Dortch since you've been here.
Yeah.
What he can do when he gets a lot of snaps? How has he handled not getting them up until recently?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's tough for him. Him being in the position that he's in, obviously, when he touches the ball and he's on the field for quite a few snaps, good things happen. He's one of those guys where he's got, I call it feel. You can't really coach it. It's just something that he has. It's a natural feel for the game. And yeah, when he touches the ball, good things usually tend to happen. It's tough because we got a lot of guys that have to touch the field. But when he does touch the field, he makes the most of his opportunities.
How's it been developing a relationship with Yelda?
I love Yelda. Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a trustworthy guy. I could keep going, but as far as just being on the field with him, feel really comfortable with him out there. Know he's going to be in the right spots at the right time, do the right thing. I love having a guy like that, in front blocking for me.
With Hollywood as his friend and his quarterback, how do you balance maybe wanting to feed him sometimes with just taking what the defense is giving you?
I mean, at the end of the day, you want to get their best players the ball, and then when that happens, usually you'll have success. Past 2 weeks, it's been tough. We missed the first week a couple of times. Last week just didn't connect like we would have liked to. But like I said, we've done it before. There's no stress or pressing about it. Obviously, he wants the ball. I feel sense of urgency to get him the ball. We all do. But at the end of the day, quarterback, you can't force the ball. You got to go where the defense takes you. So.
What's your feeling on Michael, on Wilson, and then when you don't have him with not having that receiver that has a little more height to him, how much do you think that's be in effect sometimes?
I mean, I've played with a lot of receivers in my lifetime, and just from small guys to tall guys. Definitely miss having him out there. His ability, his talent, smarts for the game, and just his will to win. He's one of those guys that, like I said, as far as Yelda, and they feel comfortable when they're out there because you know what they're gonna give, and you know how much they care about it. But no, not having him out there, yes, it's a huge miss. But we got guys behind him that want to be out there and want to step up. So I'm very confident in the receiving group.
How do you feel playing under center versus playing in the shotgun?
I enjoy it. I've played shotgun obviously most of my time in the league, college, high school. But it's a different look for the defense. I don't play defense, but I'm sure they could, give you a synopsis of how much different it is versus being able to see the ball the whole time from the snap on. But I enjoy it.
We've heard from JG the last couple of weeks that it's steps in the journey of your return. The first practice, the first home game, the first road game.
Yep.
For you, what are the next steps?
Winning. It's really all I play for. There's nothing, no other answer other than to win a Super Bowl. That's the goal, is to get to the Super Bowl and win it. Obviously, we got to take it one day at a time. Right now, our record doesn't speak that, but like I said, take it one day at a time, get better each and every week, and that's the goal right now.
You said you guys talk on the way home sometimes and about the game. Is it Sundays on when you guys land, or is it during the week? And what are those conversations?
Yeah, there's a relationship we got, man. It's anytime. If I'm watching the game, or if he's watching the game, or if he's got something on his mind about something he wants to run by me. I love the fact that he feels he doesn't have to tell me. So the fact that he comes to me and just thinks that my opinion matters or whatever, means a lot. But it's a relationship that we've built. He trusts me, I trust him, so it's been great.
Obviously, you guys are on opposite sides of the ball, but losing a guy like Kaiser, how tough is that for a team?
Yeah, it's huge. He's obviously the quarterback of the defense. Another one of those guys, man. Trying to build a culture around here, a guy that goes hard every day. Guys trust him, guys can lean on him. He's accountable. For him to be out, it's definitely that's tough. You don't want anybody to be out for the rest of the year or get hurt in general. The fact that it happens to a guy that goes as hard as he does, it's tough.
What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I'll be in probably watching football, eating.
You gonna put sriracha sauce on anything tomorrow?
Everything. Huh?
You have such a fascination.
I'm Korean. I don't know. My mom the hot sauce was always the thing. Always eating spicy stuff. I'm sure she had plenty of spicy food when I was in her belly. I don't know. It's just.
Potatoes and gravy instead of gravy?
No, I'm not putting sriracha on that, but yeah, it'll be sriracha.
Do you cook?
Do I cook?
Do you make anything?
No, I dabble. I don't need. I don't really need to. I'm not trying to ruin the food for everyone tomorrow. But when that time comes, when I need to learn how to cook, I'll definitely. I feel like anything I put my mind to, I'll be good at.
Now that you're a few weeks into
Yeah.
your return, looking back on kind of your recovery and rehab, how important was it to make sure your mental health lined up with the physical health?
Yeah, I don't know if the mental health part, like, until it hits you individually, you don't really know what people mean by or how they describe and stuff like that. And then once you're in that moment, or you feel down or whatever it is, then you're in that zone, and it's like it's not a good feeling. I think everybody in here has probably felt some type of way, one or another, about themselves or about the situation that they're in. Or you never know why you're feeling the way you're feeling. You just you got to pray about it and try to be happy. You choose to be happy. But for me, I definitely was persistent and just tried to stay strong throughout the whole thing. Try to stay positive, optimistic about getting better, faster than they say. So that was definitely a big part of my rehab, was staying positive throughout the whole thing.
How much with that, with this Jonathan, Drew, Izzy, how much do they all help with that?
Ton. Just instilling confidence, and then keeping me in the loop as far as whatever everything with the team and how we see fit and how we see everything going on in the future and stuff like that. So it was big.
See you make a lot of TV runs, in the red zone. Is there a point in those runs where you're thinking there's no way they're catching me? What's the key to getting in there?
The last one, man. I was tired, and then we were outnumbered. That really shouldn't have scored, but for number 5, I didn't think I was going to score, but obviously, in the back of my head, there's a part of me that I got to score. It's 4th down, we got to get in the end zone. Did they have us outnumbered? Yeah, but was able to make him miss. Trey and James, they put out 2 good blocks and was able to get around the edge. So.
When you're watching film, are you ever surprised that somebody wasn't able to catch you or tackle you?
Well, that was one of those plays. He had me out leveraged, and he was able to make him miss. But I'm pretty creative when I watch stuff, so it's like it's things that I may think, I'll be able to take this to the house. Things are different when you're out there. Guys swarm faster when they're out there. It all plays a part.
Any excitement about wearing the black uniforms for the first time?
Yeah, I love to put those on. Those were my favorites. Before we got new jerseys, but we'll see what we look like this weekend.